2023 County Commission meeting. Do I have a motion on the Clerk General?
So moved.
Yes. And the requisitions?
So moved.
Yes.
Yes. And the next item on our agenda, we have Suzanne, who's back again to talk about the CDBG applications.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm here to receive your decisions on the Community Development Block Grants. Since we last met 2 weeks ago, the U.S. Department of HUD has made their decisions and announcements on how much each community is receiving. So now we actually have concrete numbers that we're dealing with. We will be receiving from them almost $790,000, which is the most I've ever seen them give to our county. As a reminder, we've received 11 applications, and each of these applications benefit low to moderate income families. I divided the list into two. The blue part is the public service applications, and there's a cap on that. And the yellow part are the construction or infrastructure projects. For the public service projects, last time I was here, I received some feedback from you, so I went ahead and filled out that part. What I believe that your desire was, I based this on the percent of applications coming in, and I put down $70,400 for Family Promise, which is the homeless shelter, and $39,600 for Safe on Main, which is the abuse and rape crisis shelter. If you are still agreeable to those amounts, that brings us to our infrastructure and our construction applications. The amount left for that is $642,000. And I'd be happy to run down that list for you. Deerfield Township has a road repair project in Loveland Park. The City of South Lebanon has a street sidewalk project along Hobart Street, along the parks. The City of Lebanon has the Cherry Street reconstruction project. The City of Franklin has the Mackinac Subdivision Street project. The Village of Morrow would like to repave a parking lot. Union Township would like to complete a previous CDBG project, the Highland Park project. Franklin Township has the Morning Star Road project. Village of Butlerville has a street project in Hill and Walnut Street. And the Village of Harveysburg has an improvement project along South Street.
Can you remind me of the community? There was one project we started last year, but because of the increase in construction costs and materials, that the request was to finish up that project from last year.
Yes, that was Union Township, because
Okay.
you're exactly right. Because of inflation, they were not able to
Oh, I see
complete
it
the
there. I'm
entire
sorry.
project.
You had it noted.
And so, yes, Union Township is coming back for just a small amount, $48,000, so that they can complete that project.
Can we give a portion of some of these, or do we need to give everything they request?
No, each of these communities are happy to take a smaller amount if that's what it comes down to. We do have to cap it off at 5 projects, and that's based on how much administrative help we have.
I can say at the top of my list is the Lebanon reconstruction. That's a big deal. There's a lot of OPWC money involved with that. I think that's a very important project.
And 1.2 million in local funds.
Correct. That's a big deal. Then right below it, even the city of Franklin coming in with 300,000. So I like those two. Obviously, the completion of the Union Township project for 48, and then even Butlerville's little 29,000 seems reasonable.
Yeah, the Butlerville one, I didn't have on my list, but that certainly makes sense. The other, I had the same other three that you did on my list, and also the South Lebanon, Hobart Street sidewalk. So, it's just been a while since they've received funds, so that's putting us over, I realize. So we may want to look at partially.
It looks as if that amount, all of those projects you just mentioned, South Lebanon, Franklin, Union Township, and Butlerville, brings us to 700 and almost 728,000. So we do need to scale back.
So we need to cut about 80,000. Tom, are there other projects that were jumping out at you that we didn't name?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any strong feelings about it. What did we give Deerfield last year? I see we gave them money last year, but what was that for?
It was a street project within Loveland Park.
So it's the same project?
It's a different project. It's a different section of Loveland Park. Loveland Park is pretty large.
So the four that we mentioned is 557, I think. And we're going up to 642.
Well, you mentioned 5.
Yeah,
Well-
he's saying taking the South Lebanon one off.
Yeah, just,
So we're at 480 plus 530, yeah. 550-ish. So we have roughly another 80,000. If we did give South Lebanon for their Hobart Street sidewalk, it's 80,000. Do you know what their ability is to get it completed?
Well, fortunately, we have some representatives today from South Lebanon who might be able to answer that.
We can scale back the project and make it, let's look at 25,000 over the matches. Maybe increase that.
We also have, the Morrow Plaza project, but they didn't complete their other projects for which we've given resources, so.
and repaving a parking lot is not as,
And we've given them money every year practically.
I'd be okay with that. Those four plus South Lebanon, another 80 grand, rounded out.
What does that get us to if we plugged in South Lebanon to 80?
Okay, so South Lebanon, 80. Lebanon, 300,000. Union Township for their request for 48, and Butlerville, 29. Am I missing one?
Yeah.
Yes,
Which one?
Mackinac subdivision in the city of Franklin for 180.
Gets us at 637 or so, I think.
And we're at 642.
637 is close enough. Or I could give the remainder to South Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Tom.
my next steps is I will hold a public hearing. I don't have to do that during one of your meetings, but I'll hold a public hearing, and we'll proceed with these projects. Thank you.
Great.
you.
Thank you very much. Okay, next on our agenda is the considering annexation petitions. Is that to you, Bruce?
Sure.
To talk about these?
First of all, on the agenda is the annexation to the city of South Lebanon. I'm one of these days, I'm gonna get used to saying that. It's a type 2 annexation. There is no objection that I'm aware of filed by the township or the municipality. Therefore, it is a consent. So as long as the clerk can verify that the procedural requirements have been substantially complied with, you have a duty to approve. The statute says shall approve by resolution at the next commissioners' meeting.
And all have been complied with.
So we need a motion to accept this annexation. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Yes. Second.
Yes.
Second annexation petition on the agenda is to the city of Franklin, and that too is an expedited type 2 annexation. I am unaware of any objection, and for the same reasons, that would be a consent that the statute provides you shall approve as long as the procedural requirements have been substantially complied with. Noting in the prior one and this one, I've seen the county commissioner's report, and it complies with the petition complies with the statutory requirements.
Great.
Okay, so I move that we accept that as well.
And second?
Yes.
Third annexation on the agenda is to the city of Springboro. This one is an expedited type 1 annexation. That type 1 annexation has been signed by the township, Franklin Township, and unless there's some procedural requirement that hasn't been complied with, and I'm unaware of anything in the county engineer's report that indicates it fails to comply with the remaining factors of the statute, you are required to adopt a resolution to approve that annexation petition.
Okay, I move that we accept it.
Type 1s are a shall also?
Type 1 is a shall unless there's some deficiency, because the township has agreed to it.
Okay. Second?
And yes? Okay. Now I see on the agenda we have a couple of executive sessions. Do I have a
Yes.
motion?
What, barring new business?
Yeah, is-
Okay, I'll make a motion to move.
I'm sorry, I'll just ask, is there anybody here who wishes to address the commission before we go into executive session?
One second, I just wanna say,
You should quit when you're ahead, but come.
I'm not gonna say nothing negative. I never would anyway here. I just wanna invite you, we're having a dedication, for the 29th, for the Vietnam, anniversary, 50th anniversary at our new Veterans Memorial, and everyone's welcome, so it'll be 12 noon, from 12 to 1. We're gonna lay the wreath with the Daughters of the American Revolution, since we go all the way back to that. Our most famous citizen, as I always said, is the first clerk of courts of Warren County, General David Sutton, Revolutionary War soldier from South Lebanon. So, you're invited. That's it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much
Can
for
you,
your comments. and,
would you just state your name and address for the record,
thank
please?
you. Mayor James D. Smith, City of South Lebanon. You want the city address or my address?
City's fine.
City,
City's fine.
10 North High Street, like 10 Downing Street.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay,
All right, I'll make a motion to move into executive session. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have something
It
else?
was in the front of your packet.
oh, okay, so there's a motion to cancel the March 9th, regularly scheduled Thursday evening meeting. Do I have?
So moved.
Unless we need it, you think we oughta,
We will have to make up one meeting so far before the end of the year. You guys can decide when that meeting will be.
Okay, I can't make it on Thursday, but if you all want to do it Thursday, that's fine.
I'm around, I mean, it's easy if you want. We can do it.
Okay.
It's one less that we gotta make on.
All right, we'll do it on March 9th. You sure you don't want to accommodate when you
Well,
can make it?
if we had any real business, I'd say yeah, but if we don't have anything.
I have nothing on the
Why,
agenda.
Shannon, would you like to do it when you can attend?
Well, I would prefer to, but.
Okay, let's do
I
that.
don't know.
I don't want to do that.
But let's,
We'll have plenty of time to reschedule.
Okay.
We'll cancel. Yes.
Okay, so move to cancel.
Okay.
and yes.
Okay, now I'll make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to RC 121.22G8 to consider confidential information related to business strategy of BMAC Capital pertaining to its request for economic development assistance and possible cooperative economic development agreements with the City of Mason, Port Authority, and the State of Ohio, and related public infrastructure improvements, executive session. Do I have to read the whole thing?
Yes.
Is necessary, executive session is necessary to protect the interest of the applicant and possible expenditure of public funds in connection with the development.
And an executive session.
Do I move into the rest of the executive sessions too, this time?
Yes, please.
Okay. Then the executive session to consider personnel matters relative to hiring and promotions with the Commissioner's Office. Do I have to mention the section of the code for that?
We will, just to be safe, 121.22G1.
Okay, that's it.
I think we have one more.
Acquisition, right before that.
All right, and is that, where is that located?
It was an add-on from yesterday.
It was,
All right, it's not in
It
the
wasn't
sheet.
updated.
oh,
Okay, so I move that we also go into executive session for acquisition of property pursuant, Bruce, to RC.
121.22G2.
That's it, all right.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.